Giveaway, you say? Oh, yeah. Figure Fight Club is the official giveaway channel of Action Figure YouTube.
Thank you, members, for the love you bring, for every shared story and the joy you sing. To our sponsors, your support's the key. Together we build this legacy. Collectors unite in this fight we thrive. Figure Fight Club, our passions alive. Yeah. Unboxings and battles, the thrill of every find. Trading tales and treasures. Flash in the night. Join the Figure Fight Club, where legends ignite. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, heroes drawn. Transform and roll out, let's take a stand. In the ring of toys, we'll make our stand. From Megatron to Starscream, they're ready to fight. With every twist and turn, they light up the night. Collectors gather round, it's a sight to behold. With stories of valor and legends retold. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, heroes jam. Transform and roll out, let's take a stand. In the ring of toys, they'll make our stand. So grab your figures, let's make some noise in the arena of action. We're all just toys with every epic showdown. We'll cheer and we'll shout in the Decepticast, there's no room for doubt. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, heroes drawn. Transforming all out, let's take a stand.
Welcome to Decepticast, episode number 31. We're just trucking along, folks. But as we do, let me welcome my co-host, Anna. Welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Good evening. We already got a lively bunch in the chat starting early. I'd like to say hello to Initial Goose, Video Power Gaming, Zaldron, Stew for Lunch, Jedi Ben, and Toyamics Display. Welcome and thanks for hopping in, guys.
Good to see everybody.
Yeah, after last week's heavy amount of news and rants and complaints, and this week didn't fail. It's not as heavy as last week, so that's I don't know, probably a good thing. But there's always news.
It was really heavy last week. We had a lot to talk about.
Yep. As we do, the way we start things off, do you have anything you'd like to show off before we start? I have a couple things, but mine kind of are related to a slide, so.
Oh, I see. Well, one, I think you wanted me to save so I could complain about it later. I believe that was your desire, but I'll blur it in.
Criticism.
I haven't talked about Amalgamus yet, right? No. I don't think so. So yeah, this is a weirdo, right? If anyone's familiar, this is one of the primes. Their goal with this one was basically to have kind of the modulator style, where he pulls apart and you can build him into other stuff. He definitely has his shockwave face, and he's an interesting little experiment, like he's kind of cool. He's got his definite coolness to him. The coolness doesn't really come from the modulation though. Like taking him apart and messing with him isn't as fun as you would want it to be. Like some of the early weaponizers are definitely more fun than he is. He's not bad. Like he's more fun to play with, like switching his arms and legs, because every arm and every leg comes off. So you can just be like, oh, an arm comes off and it goes where the leg is, and that's kind of amusing. His biggest flaw is that his head is on a very shallow peg and comes off. So when you play with him, his head likes to leave a lot, which is a little annoying. But otherwise, he's pretty fun. Like he's just, I feel like he's almost more of an experiment than like a legitimate figure. It's like, can we make a Keen of the modulators? Because like all the modulators have basically been deluxes, right? And this is a Voyager class.
Correct.
So
what about the junkie or that trash truck that was repainted in the
that's true. That's true. He modulates. That's true.
Yep.
He does modulate. Trash Master does come apart a little bit and turn into stuff. I don't know. Like, it's cool. I like it. I'm still kind of like not sure if I'm going to collect all the primes. I have a good deal of them now, but it's cool.
Do you think, price is always a thing nowadays? Do you think that's worth the price of the upgraded Voyager prices?
See, what I think they should have done with this guy is I think they should have actually just made him leader. I think they should have actually made him bigger and more complex, having more things you could do with him, make him basically a playset by making him a leader so that you can do more with him. I think that in a lot of the pictures we were seeing, they kind of, they made it feel like he had all this playability and customizability. For the longest time, I thought he was a leader because I was like, if he's going to have that much play value, he's got to be a leader. Then when I found out he was a Voyager, I was like, oh no, he's gonna disappoint me. So that's what I think they should have done. I think they should have made this a leader. They should have scaled it up. I think that it's, it's big enough to be a Voyager. It's complex enough to be a Voyager, but some of the complexity gets lost from the fact that, it has to come apart. And the alt mode is some sort of like four-legged tank thing, right? Yeah. It's not really much of a real alt mode. And they have to work the scythe into every mode, which is it doesn't actually work in very well. It just kind of goes through the middle and sticks out the end. It kind of looks silly.
Does everything else feel pretty tight other than the head?
Not particularly, no. Like, things pop up. Like, it depends. If you want to display him on the shelf, you can get him in any pose and he'll hold. Like, that's what he's made to do. But as far as like messing with them, the arms will pop off sometimes, legs will pop off sometimes. It's not as bad as some other figures as far as that goes, but the head is bad enough that, it's not super big. You run a little bit of a risk of losing it. That's kind of a bummer. But, I think it's fun. I just think, like, as far as non-traditional weird Transformers go, Onyx did it so much better. Onyx got to be a leader. Onyx is really super cool. And it's just a much better experience than this one is.
I think the eventual repaint where there's better colors will help that figure pop.
I think so too. I think that some of the early
thanks to Kanan for pointing that out.
I think some of the early renders they showed had it a more vibrant silvery instead of the gray. And I think that actually made it look a lot cooler than it was actually going to come out. And I think I knew in the back of my mind, that it's not going to really be those colors. It's going to be a more muted gray, and it is a more muted gray. It's cool. Like, I don't really regret it, but it's not like the killer figure of the set or anything. It's not the coolest prime. The coolest prime to me so far has been Onyx.
Right.
I think that has been a really impressive figure, and most people prefer Megatronus.
And that was at a leader price point. Both of those were at leader price points. So
both those were at leader price points. But I guess since I'm talking still, I'm going to show off the other recent prime that I feel very differently about. It's Quintus. Quintus is number 2 on my list of prime figures. Like it's not quite as cool as Onyx, but it is really neat. It's a really fun thing. Like, I know you look at this thing and you're like, is it a squid? Is it a spaceship? What the heck is it? Who cares? Yeah. It's fun. It's green and translucent. It's got these cool translucent legs underneath that I think Zelda mentioned last week that it didn't need them. Yeah, upskirt.
We don't want to get flagged.
It's true.
YouTube is really weird right now.
Upskirt robot squid action. Too much. This is really good. Like, it's a really well-made figure. It turns into something silly, but it does it well. Like, sometimes when figures turn into something silly, you don't get much out of them, but this one does it well. The arms have fantastic articulation in bot mode. The legs have normal articulation, even though they've got the skirts as well. This thing's just really cool. It
Was
doesn't
that
really
a
come with much
Voyager or
of an
deluxe?
accessory. It's a deluxe.
Okay.
So like, you know, this one kind of broke the trend of being like, ooh, look at this impressive little deluxe, you know? Like, I felt like Solus was kind of a disappointment as a deluxe prime because she had a lot of QC issues. He doesn't. But talking about all these Hasbro figures lately, QC has been a real decider for me lately. Like, when a figure has good QC, I'm like, ooh, this is really good. Like my good grief, convoy, big convoy, Star Convoy, there we go. My Star Convoy, he is great, but I've heard people have had QC issues with them, and I didn't have any, so I really like it. But then, you know, a lot of other figures like Sure Shot, you know, way more QC issues, so I don't like it as much.
Yep, Sure Shot was able to shine last week for sure.
That's true. Yeah, so I love this guy. I know I'm not showing him off in bot mode, and that's strange, but this is a great mode, and it's a lot of fun. And if you want to see his face, there's his face. He says hello. He's got a goofy, creepy face. It's a great toy. All right, there. I got my...
So we had a couple more show up. I'd like to say hello to Minhoza. Zakanen had to let his presence known with goddamn
Bumble hate. I know.
John Battle 5796. Actually, he had a comment about Big Bot Battle in the house. I hope everyone is having a great night. I picked up the Hasbro Thundercracker. It is nice, and I sure most of us are 2 parts away from Bruticus. Yeah, that's right. What are we? Onslaught and Swindle. So.
Well, that other guy, the unpopular one who never gets to do anything, right?
Right, yeah.
The only Combaticon that ever gets characterization.
Smudge Customs, welcome. Thanks for joining. Gundam still sucks. Sorry, I have to say that because he always makes fun of Transformers and lets me know how Gundam is superior.
Okay, because I know you like Gundam, so it's an interesting thing for you to...
Yeah, to tell him how I feel that even it's not how I feel. But
right. No, did I just out you as liking Gundam? Was this a secret you kept from him all this time?
I mean, I like building them. I don't know much about the lore other than.
Hey, I made you watch a series.
Yeah.
In book club.
You didn't push too hard. But was that
enjoyed it?
Was that all that you had to show off, other than what we'll see later on?
You know, I think that's like the only real substantial stuff. You know, I could talk more about wheels or something. You know, I brought some wheels I built this week, but they're not that exciting.
I was gonna say Toyama Displays mentioned he got some blocky wheels in as well. Did you get the whole wave? The whole
Yeah. I don't really like rush anything, so I'm building them very slowly. I want to say the car-like ones are way better. Like the ones that are more, you know, Scamper's more car-like, and Mirage is definitely just kind of a typical Hot Wheels type design. This is so much better. This is a good little toy car. Again, though, like Hot Wheels are not expensive at all, and these are no more detailed than Hot Wheels, so they don't have a whole lot of selling point, but they're fun enough for one time. I'm good if this is the only time they ever do block these wheels.
Have you opened the chase to find which one has the little Gaia Clone-esque figure yet?
I haven't yet, no. So I still haven't got to play with the thing I was most excited for.
John Battle, there is a few Gundam fans in here, and one of them is one of the hosts.
Yeah,
Andy.
Pretty big Gundam fan. Not as up on Universal Century as I am on the random stuff, but I do like some Gundam. Got made Taleb watch G-Quacks last season. That was kind of an interesting decision. Not the best Gundam series I've ever watched.
It was a fun show. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was fun to watch. It just wasn't actually very good in the end. That's what I say about so many things, though.
Yeah. Oh, Trey, are you talking about the runabout that was in the Blocky's wheels?
Oh yeah, I put that one together a couple weeks ago, and it's awful. Like, it's not. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. All the moving parts seem like things that aren't supposed to move. They're not good at all. Like, that runabout is really bad. I don't get it.
So
I'm
runabout
glad
and
you agree with
Megatron
me.
so far are the bad ones from that box so far.
Yeah, Megatron's just weird, but yeah, I like the ones that are more car-like. I thought it was I lost the thing I was going to show off. Oh no, I didn't. This little guy came with, I'm not actually sure exactly why it came with a little Matrix trophy, but it did.
Oh.
Sure.
Scamper won the race.
Yeah, got a Matrix trophy. I think it's cool to have a little Matrix trophy. It's a really neat little piece. But yeah, I know that was it's rough on Runabout. Megatron, I don't think it's bad. It's just strange. It's a weird shape.
Well, like I said, I have a couple things I'm going to show off, but there's kind of some slides, so we'll get started. So as we always do, we start off with official toy news, and it is brought to you by Collecticon Toys.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Yeah. Yo, not right, man.
We now return to the Transformers.
So head over to Collecticon Toys, order some Transformers, enter that code FFC10 before you check out, and get 10% off your entire order. But first up, like last week and the last 2 weeks was just scrambling to catch up with this Takara stuff to try to get on the slideshow because they were dropping this as we were going live. This week, finally, everything's caught up, and now we have all the official images instead of just, pieces here, pieces there. But one of the first things we already knew was coming because Hasbro revealed this. Was this New York Comic Con or the European Comic Convention? I can't.
It's quite a while ago.
Yeah. So I think Hasbro Pulse has this shipping in March, and Takara just revealed it, which is a lot of times Takara is behind, but as we've seen the previous month, they've shown stuff off that Hasbro hasn't shown. So it's kind of interesting how that dynamic works from time to time. But yeah, we've seen images of Starscream and Optimus Prime. The timeline stuff. Also, we've seen this Thundercracker. I mean, you have Thundercracker, right? Almost a lot of people in the chat already have Thundercracker, and Takara is showing it off now, which is fun.
Yeah.
And then see some more reveals, some Age of the Prime stuff. Sideways, we've already seen Sideways.
Yep.
I think this might be some of the better of the individual head bots. But,
And they typically get their versions of the figures a little later than us, even though they're not improving them anymore. They don't really come out simultaneously before the import version does. So, Thundercrackers today, those will probably be in like 2 months.
Yep. And then here's some more stuff. Bruticus and his skipped leg day combined mode, but actually kind of looks better. But here's the juicy stuff.
Juicy stuff.
Yeah, the green version of Lio Convoy.
That one is so cool.
Yep. Which is kind of funny. So I saw the images today. I didn't have a chance to put them on the slideshow, but they had a pre-production sample at a trade show, and the white doesn't look as pearlescent as it does in these images. It looks more yellowed. And I said this is Takara's way of pre-yellowing the white plastic.
Yeah, maybe don't have to worry about it.
But I think it looks like that in that lighting because it does this.
Which is so neat, right? Like, everyone has to turn off the lights in their display room sometimes. And if you own this figure, every time you turn off your display lights to like go to bed for the night, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, look at him! They're gonna go to bed." It's
It's
so
kind of
cool.
it's really cool the amount of glow in the dark stuff we're getting this year and kind of end of last year. Like, as much as I hate that Motu crossover stuff, that Starscream Scareglow glows in the dark. Valaverse introduced a Praetorian, one of their like a android trooper that glows in the dark. The car is doing this. One Studios is doing that glow in the dark Unicron. So yeah, this is like the year of glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark stuff's fun. I want more in my collection. I'll just buy 7 of this guy. Problem is, I don't know. I know you have a slide with prices on it, but you can't get him for a good price yet.
Yeah,
I don't know if you'll be able to.
I think BBTS had the original release of this at 50. I think. I know it just came in stock at BBTS right now. The traditional Leo convoy.
Yep. You said they had this one for 50?
I believe it was 50 on BBTS.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we do have a good price for it, because before, like, all the import prices were getting up towards the like 75 to 80 range.
Yeah, it's strange to say BBTS is a good price. So,
it is, but sometimes you can't get it better. Like, they've been doing about the same price on Takara stuff as Pulse lately.
Yeah. So look, Toyamic Displays and Zakanin is stealing some of our guests. All right. Just remember where you saw him first, okay? But yeah, that was a good show with Paul on Zakanin's show last Monday. So
that's good.
Yep, they touted us quite a bit, and then so it was it was fun. Next up,
your favorite.
I almost like this one better than the silver one. So this is the Takara Masterpiece movie Masterpiece Next series, but this is like the G1 colored variant of Sideswipe. It's just the head looks a little off, just being all red and not matching what it's supposed to look like. Zakanin, come on, he'll be okay. But see, next up here is the silver variant, or the actual traditional one from Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah, we'll see the prices of these. I was kind of surprised how. No, not the green one. I said the original one. The original one's $50 on BBTS.
Oh.
Yeah, not the green one.
No, that's the question I was asking you the whole time. Is that one on there? And you kept
saying
no. It is.
That's why I said the traditional colored Lio Convoy.
You said that part in your head.
Right. No, I said it out loud. StreamYard, clip it, please. I think Zaldrod. Oh, the 40th sold out. Dang, it was in stock this morning. So, and then next up, the KO oversize of Studio Series 86 Hot Rod.
That's exactly what it is. KO oversize.
Yeah.
Because did we know last week? Did we know that the size last week that they claim it is?
I still haven't seen a size yet. I'm waiting for like a US distributor to do a listing. Typically they
So you don't think that one image that had the size listed on it is accurate? The one that showed it was 180 millimeters?
I don't think I saw that.
Oh, it was in the chat where you usually share things. It wasn't you who shared it though.
I might have saw it. So what, 180 millimeters? How many inches is that?
That's 40 millimeters more than the original.
Oh, so not much at all.
I mean, kinda. Like, it's 140 versus 180. That's kind of a big chunk. You know, it's not quite a third more, but it's more than a quarter more.
Well, when we get to the prices,
Or it's about a quarter more. I mean, I should say a little less than a quarter. Anyway, it's still bigger. And
then this is probably the darling of the of all the Takara releases, the Missing Link Grimlock.
Yeah, that looks so cool. Like,
Yep.
it's funny how much of a difference it makes just to have his head pushed up.
Yeah. And then you know, then you have the like the Diaclone pilot seat where they can sit in the back.
Yeah, getting a little Dialocone Carly, and then
Yep.
getting the whole thing's just cool.
And then here's just kind of a parts breakdown, everything that comes with it. And here are our prices. Now, I didn't convert these because I'm a bad host. Clearly, Zakanin calling me out saying I'm gaslighting Anna. But I can pull up a real quick conversion and we can kind of go over some of these prices. Unless you know them off the top of your head, Anna.
Off the top of my head, not exactly. We're at like 69 yen to the dollar. Is that about right? I think.
0.0063.
Okay, so we're a little better right now.
Yep. So the NPM side swipes, they are right around $95. Which for a movie masterpiece Carbot, that's kind of on par. But these are Hobby Link Japan, so we're not seeing how much shipping is going to be. So most likely add another $25 to $30 on these prices for domestic.
Shipping's gonna get you on those, yeah, real bad.
Yep. Where let's see, Hot Rod 19,800. We're looking at $125, so probably $150 shipped.
Yeah, Hot Rod is so if Hot Rod really is, 40 millimeters taller, right? Which is, like I said, it's a chunk. It's a chunk. It's not quite a third. It's a little more than a fourth bigger. That's gonna put it at like 7-ish inches.
Yeah.
I don't know. A slightly bigger version of a toy that's selling for $35 in the better colors. Well, sold out at the $35 for better colors. I don't know. I don't know if you should really pay for that. I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to have it in hand and see what it really is, but I'm not willing to take the sacrifice, honestly.
Right. Well, and then if you saw Tristan's comment, he's from Australia and he pretty much pays double what we pay. So good God.
Yeah, that's real rough.
I'm curious what Pulse will throw these up for, because Pulse usually is a little bit cheaper sometimes, but not a whole lot. And I haven't heard anything, so I wonder if they're waiting until Tuesday when they throw up something else that we'll get to later.
I mean, Green Lion should probably. I just don't see, since the environment has changed. Actually, that's a good point. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting myself. When the fancy anniversary Lio Convoy got put up for pre-order, that was a long time ago at this point, right? That was over a year ago. I think it got put up for pre-order, like a year and a half. Prices were different, right? Prices were different. We weren't dealing with tariffs. There wasn't a lot of things going on that are going on now. So that price might actually be a bit of a not good profit margin for Takara that we pre-ordered it for, ordering it for $50. And therefore, Green One might be $70, $75, $80 for them to get a good profit margin now.
Well, it's like how Zaldron showed off last week. His main can do the rotation move. So the original one couldn't do that. So I wonder if that was part of the delay. Like they went back to the drawing board to add some more features to it. And now, like you said, like whatever that original price point was, they might, and that's where they're making it up in this one.
Yeah, where prices are different now. And that's a bummer, because a lot of us are going to want that green one, but it's not going to be a new toy for us, Oh, Tristan, that's so sad. That $288 for Hot Rod. Ooh. I can't justify it for the $150 I could get it for. I don't know.
Yeah.
If I was in your shoes, I definitely wouldn't be getting it.
Thanks for hopping in, Sneaky. A couple other people hopped in. Shogun Omega. Thanks for joining, guys. So now moving away from Takara, here is 3-0's Age of Extinction Lockdown DLX.
Okay.
And it's funny he's missing a butt plate on that top right picture.
Oh, yes. Yeah. He's one butt.
Somebody had mentioned in one of the comments where I posted this, like something looked off, like the colors don't look as good as it did originally. So I don't know if maybe this was lighting, but I know Frankie was super excited about this guy, but you know, if it's a DLX from 3-0, it's probably around $200, if not more.
Yeah, probably. Lockdown's cool. I mean,
I want to kind of
like.
I want to see a breakdown of all the accessories he comes with, but
yeah, he'll have gun face, right?
Yeah,
gotta have gun face.
It looks like in that top left picture, like the precursor for it, like what face you would use before you put the gun on it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But well, next up we're moving on to Hasbro products. So in hand over in Asia, somebody has the retro card Outback. And at first glance, I didn't notice this because, like, I was like, I already got my Outback, but look how the color difference between his joint pieces as opposed to his non-joint pieces. It almost looks pre-yellowed, and I'm like, we've seen it before where softer plastic usually has that, like where the joints are, has that color discoloration, but these tans, it's not doing it justice. So hopefully part of it is the lighting, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think it's going to look like this out the rip.
It probably will, yeah.
Yeah. There he is in alt mode. And speaking of Hasbro products, this one kind of came out of nowhere. This was this popped up on eBay. So this seller was the same seller that leaked the 86 More Than Meets the Eye Hot Rod reissue / new Hot Rod. And this is I'm assuming the Kick collab that we talked about last week from all the leak listings. And if you can't tell, there is a USA emblem on his chest and on his shin. And this is like a crossover with USA Soccer and Transformers.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I guess if we got all the major sports represented in Transformers crossovers, that might be kind of cool. I'm sure a lot of Transformers fans care about sports. I don't, but the football crossover is a very good toy.
Yeah, I think it'll do probably well in certain international markets.
Oh, for sure.
But I can't imagine the first one with USA being as popular because soccer is just not as big in the States as those NFL helmets may or may not have been. But this can appeal to a bunch of people because it's not just a team like the NFL stuff was.
Yeah, it could. We'll see.
And then here is what it looks like in ball mode. Because it's like I mentioned in the Discord chat, if we can get this, could we get a little mini Cybertron or something else that's ball shaped? But as Anna shot it down, they typically don't do that. Yeah, I know.
We've got it. And it comes in Earth version now.
Yeah. That's what third party's for. Oh, so Zoldron's saying we need super chats, huh? If you care about
sports.
Bots? Okay.
He meant sports.
Oh yeah, Pokeball. That's what Zoldron mentioned last night. If they wanted to sell this mold, do it as a Pokeball. So
Yeah, see, I think that would have a better coverage of the nerd world, because I would definitely buy a Pokeball right instantaneously. Wouldn't even be a consideration for me. I would just be like, yeah, I'm getting that. But a soccer, it's all right.
And the king of the giveaways, who is just knee deep in cards, would do a Pokeball as well. So Anna, are you ready for a little history lesson?
Ooh, a history lesson. I certainly am.
I did this last minute, so you might not have seen this slide unless you like skimmed over them like an hour ago.
I did not.
So let's go back to 2024, where Hasbro blessed us with a 5-pack. A 5-pack where we only wanted one of the figures because we had versions of all the other 4 that we were okay with, but they kind of just gave them a little extra paint and made them look toon accurate.
Yeah, so we did the blue windows for all of them.
Yeah, and I think the color got fixed a little bit on Sunstreaker. Yeah.
A little bit. He's better. He's still not as good as you want him to be, but...
So we got Trail Breaker, which was Earthrise. I think that was that Wave 3? It was a later wave. Sunstreaker, which was like Wave 2. That was during the COVID year when that came out, and it was really hard to find. It actually got another reissue, which went on clearance at Target a few months ago. The Studio Series 86 Jazz, and then the Earthrise Wheeljack, and a repaint of Legacy Detritus. Oh, wait. No, that's Hound. That's the Hound everybody's been looking for.
So people went and they bought this, right? Yep. Some people, like a good friend of mine, were really excited because they wanted the blue windows to go consistently with everyone.
Yep.
Most people, on the other hand, were a little put out that they had to get all these guys again because that Jazz has been available in so many different ways. You had the other ones too. So you have to get all of them. Then suddenly you find yourself having to rehome 3-4 figures or have copies. Not the funnest thing in the world just to get Hound.
Yep. And this was $100 or maybe a little bit more. Yeah, it was like $100. It was over $100, I believe.
It was a little more than 100, yeah.
Yeah. So how did Hasbro write this wrong? Well, I hope you was paying attention to Decepticast last week because we told you this shit was going to happen, and this shit happened at 9 a.m. Eastern. Hasbro on Pulse, which this is a Target exclusive, so everybody I hope is already knows that anything that's an exclusive and Pulse gets it, it's very limited, goes very quick. And so this is a Target exclusive. This is the Transformers the movie, More Than Meets the Eye, Hound. And this thing sold out in like 30 minutes, I think. So this is basically the same Hound from that box set. Yes, it came.
Yeah, I slept just a little bit late that morning. Just a little bit.
Was you going to pre-order it?
I think I probably would have. Yeah, I think I probably would have. I'm not super heartbroken because I don't really need it, but I think I would have. And by the time I woke up, I set my alarm for 8 my time, and it was gone. It was okay. Yeah,
Lou messaged the Figure Fight Club group chat at like 9:20. He's like, "You got the link? You got the link for this?" And then before I could respond back to him, he's like, "Oh, it's already sold out."
Sounds right, because I think I woke up at like 8:26 and it was gone. So it seems right to me.
So you guys, you want to know what the real kicker was? This sucker was on sale for $19.99, and your boy here got 2 of them for $19.99 on Target, and I got one for full retail at $27.99 on Hasbro Pulse. So I did pre-order 3. I don't know why, but I was like, well, it's on sale. I'll do 2 at Target. So maybe we'll do like a giveaway or something. I don't know. I know I'm going to give one to my. I know I'm going to give one to my son. Maybe I'll sell one to make up for the 2 that I give away, because look at those resale prices. Don't call me a scalper. But
Well, here's
as
the question, though.
what's
Right,
that?
like all the Target lines always end up shelf forming, right? Buzzworthy, Bumblebee, and all that always end up shelf forming. So these guys, so far, 2 for 2, have sold like absolute hotcakes.
Mm-hmm.
Will they end up actually, hitting stores and selling out just as bad, or will they shelf form?
If it was Marvel Legends, I would say it's going to shelf form. Transformers and looking at what those resale prices are,
Right.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, so far it's 2 really high demand figures, right? Hot Rod was also selling for crazy numbers, or has been for a while.
Yep. I mean, this is selling for almost what that whole 5-pack cost.
Right? In the
So I
neighborhood.
hope everybody was paying attention last week and was able to get a pre-order.
And you didn't need a few extra minutes of sleep like I did.
Yep. Because, well, guess what? It's happening again this week.
Oh, you know what? I can blame you for that because you kept me up late last week, right? Because we went late. So it's your fault, Taylor.
I can't help it that you and Zaldron were complaining about Hasbro.
Passionate about our rage.
A passionate discussion, correct, yeah.
So yeah, this time Scourge.
Yeah, so what's funny is, well, there is a slide, but so Scourge was the first of this mold. I think it might have been one of the first Studio Series 86 waves, but this was a Voyager Scourge. It was eventually repaint and hand swapped as a sweep, which shelf warmed like crazy. But the funny thing is, so like I said, they hand swapped. So is what they did between the Scourge and the sweep. One, it was a little bit lighter shade of blue on the sweep, and then the hands, one has an open hand and one has a closed fist. Well, on the sweep, they swapped them. And like Hound, this is going to be going up tomorrow at 9 a.m. on Pulse and Target. So set your alarms. And one of the reasons why is here's what it looks like right now in the secondary market. On the left-hand side is Scourge. On the right-hand side is the sweeps. So you're looking at around $60 sealed in package and $40 loose, as opposed to the sweep. Like if you don't care about the different colors and blues and just want to use the sweep as your Scourge, I mean, more power to you. But if your brain works like, oh, but it's not really the Scourge, I need the Scourge. This is probably
what matters is what it says on the package, some people say.
Yeah. So like I said, I recommend you wake up and get this pre-order. And I don't know if I'll pre-order this one. My son doesn't have this one, so maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. But also, what kind of leaked is what's going to be else at Target as Target exclusives. Now, there's every Tuesday this month, there's something that's going up for pre-order, but we have more here than one more week left. So I guess we can fan theorize what's next. So we've got Voyager, Deluxe Voyager. Will we get a leader or will we get a Deluxe? I know a lot of people want that Deluxe Prow.
A lot of people want that Prow. I know someone who wants it.
But so we've already got we already got Hot Rod, we already got Hounds, Scourge. So there's Leader Megatron, Leader Optimus Prime, which I'm curious what Leader Optimus Prime that would be.
Yeah.
And then the Voyager Starscream will be the new Seeker mold, and then the Deluxe Insecticon 3-pack will most likely be the Legacy Insecticons with a more.
So the assumption for the Optimus has been that it'll just be the cab,
like the Studio Series 86 one.
Yeah, it'll just be the 86 cab, but it won't be the trailer. That's been the assumption.
Oh, wasn't there? I thought there was like a rumor or a leak of a battle damage 86 Megatron.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're assuming is that it's going to be the battle damage 86 Megatron and the battle damage just the cab.
That's right.
Trailer doesn't get damaged, so.
Right, because it was what 2 or 3 weeks ago we had that leak listing of it was not JT Prime, it was Prime versus Prime has that leader in hand, and it comes with a little spike thing that plugs into his abdomen. So yeah,
Right.
okay, yeah, that's probably what it is.
That's what we think it is.
Yep.
Now that prowl, whenever that week comes, I need you to call me, Caleb. I need you to call me and wake me up, because you know how many auto ripper heads I have lined up for that thing? 7.
All right.
7 auto ripper heads.
Well, hopefully we'll see something this week. What'll be the next one, because that's what they've been doing. Like we found out about Hound the week that Rodimus or Hot Rod dropped. So maybe we can pre-prep, but
right,
yeah.
Gotta prep.
So speaking of Hasbro products, I was shopping and found some stuff at Walmart on clearance. But what's really weird is the Devastation Optimus Prime that has just been sticking on shelves finally hit clearance. And surprisingly, that Sea Spray hit clearance at $14, but the Run Amok is still $27.97. I don't get that, but so I did, as I mentioned, I did get the Devastation Optimus Prime. That was the only way I was going to buy this at $14, and I haven't handled it yet, so I don't know. That still might be too much.
Doesn't look great.
But it's just something I figured I'd throw a review up. And then I got the Sea Spray, but I'm just gonna give that to my kid. It's his birthday next 2 weeks, so it'll go into a care package for him of Transformers. So check your Walmarts. You might find some cheap shit. Yeah, let's get these out of the way. I'm not opening it right now, Zaldron. It's content. That's why I got a pile of toys over here for content. But that is all for official news. So now we'll move up to third-party news. Now this next post was from Magic Square on their Facebook page. I just found this interesting because I think we have heard some dealings where they were working with other third-party companies to work on some designs. But I didn't know that they were working with Unique Toys and DX9. I knew they were doing stuff with Cyan Culture with that Metroplex and the train bots, but some of this other stuff that they were working on, had no clue. And I don't know. I just find this interesting that these companies can work together and produce things. And I wonder if they showed this Prowl, but I wonder if some of that DX9 Legend stuff was in assistance with Magic Square.
Oh, I have the DX9 Clouder / Double Dealer, right? And that's very clearly a Magic Square figure. Like it does not. There's really not a whole lot of sneakiness to it when you hold it in your hands. And honestly, Cyan Culture is very close to Magic Square designs. The only thing, they don't have the iconic Magic Square hands. Magic Square's been using the same darn hands on their Legends figures since the beginning. They don't have those, so they're a little different, but the design, there's definitely some sort of shared designer or something between the three companies. I don't know as much about Unique Toys being in that little conglomerate, but the DX9, Magic Square, and Cyan Culture, there has to be a designer.
Yeah. Well, and what was always funny about Unique Toys, early they did a lot of G1 stuff, but here lately they've been doing a lot of movie-based masterpiece stuff. But I tell you what has my mind going with them working with like Unique Toys is if they're working with somebody that does masterpiece stuff, Magic Square has kind of pushed some stuff into the masterpiece realm. So maybe that's where, some of this collab stuff is helping them fine tune like what they did with the Constructicons, the Combaticons.
Perhaps.
Yep. And yes, Zakina, we will be getting that shortly. As soon as we're done with the third party. There wasn't a whole lot of third party news, so. But I do have a rant at the end of it.
You wanted me to rant too, so.
Oh, yeah.
You told me I needed to.
Yeah, we can do it back to back, I guess.
Sure.
So next up here is Great Work Studio, their dive bomb. So we already saw Razor Claw, or Razor. Is that who was first?
I think so.
Yeah,
I believe so.
I haven't heard anything good or bad about that Razor Claw, but it looks like they're just moving along.
That dive bomb looks really good though.
Yeah,
I really like that. I couldn't quite get myself to finish the King Toys Predaking because King Toys did their Legend Scale Predaking a couple years ago now, and I just never finished it. I have 2 pieces of it. I just never got around to finishing it, so maybe just get rid of those 2 and move on to these guys.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see the box there on the left-hand side on the left photo, so I wonder how close this is to being complete because it looks almost finished just from...
Oh, it definitely looks finished.
Yeah. So yeah, they are moving quick. Next up, from Transform Dreamwave, they are shipping out their tidal wave, and they sent some images on the production floor, some boxes, and then what it's going to look like in its packaging. And I'm pretty sure this is the Transform Dreamwave kind of scales. I don't want to say scales better with the Hasbro stuff, but it definitely combines better than how Hasbro did with theirs. And speaking of Hasbro, Lord of Brooklyn, thank you for hopping in. Greetings. Hopefully we will get our reinstated and are able to tour the booths, conventions of Hasbro.
Yes.
See, next up we have some pre-production images from Laser Cat Toys. Their Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, their chibi style, deformed style, however the right way you want to call it. You in on any of these, Anna? It is Bumblebee.
No, I'm not.
This is probably the best representation of Bumblebee anyways, the Rise of the Beast version.
Any movie version of Bumblebee, I'm not there with you.
So, speaking of making things better from Hasbro, this is Mechanic Skull Studios. They are working on, or actually, I guess it was already available. The only way you could get it was through eBay. They are working on an upgrade kit to turn your Studio Series 86 Megatron into the G1 Toy Accurate Megatron. But I was looking on the socials today, and they were saying this was sold out on eBay. But then I saw a press release or just like a message post on their Weibo page where they were saying people were having issues with the back metal when applying these parts.
Okay,
like
that's fair.
The extra stress putting the parts on could cause cracking of the back metal.
So those are parts, not stickers.
Yeah, so here you can kind of see the parts, and there are decals. And then the head has the light piping in it. And then here's kind of a better breakdown of all the pieces.
That's a neat concept. Visually, I'm not feeling the quality on those pieces.
Well, and there was definitely, like I said, there was QC issues. So I wonder if that's why that shows is sold out. That's because
I'm just feeling like you're gonna make your Megatron look like an 80s and early 90s KO with those pieces.
Yeah. I think under the right lighting and photographer, you can make it look cool, but
probably.
Let's see. Next up, we have some images from Fans Hobbies. They posted more of the MB-F15F and MB-20B. Their white variant of Armada Prime. But the funny thing is, it's just the cab. It doesn't get the trailer. Like if you see in the super combined mode, That's the trailer from the first release, not a new one. So there has been questions: are they selling the trailer separately? How are you going to do that? Do you have to own the original release? But then they showed some images off of the minicon that comes with it.
Heard that minicon's not the greatest quality.
The arms look a little strange.
Yeah. I mean, this toy's been around for quite a while now, and you know, as much as people really wanted an Armada Prime, it was never really that popular. So that might tell you something about it. I love Fans Hobby too, don't get me wrong. Like, I have all their Super God Master Force stuff. I just haven't heard equal amounts of praise for their Armada stuff.
Yep. Next up, the company is probably going to get me to get into their Constructicons. MMC is just pushing these Constructicons out because Scrapper had just came out. Now we're seeing final product images of their Mixmaster, and he was all over the place. Like, it has great articulation from at least from these images, and doing an amazing pelvic thrust. Here's some more stuff showing comparison between I believe that's the MP44 mold of the Shatterglass Optimus Prime. So you kind of get a good look at how tall it is.
And he's huge then.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird. A lot of times MMC stuff isn't as this big, but they're really big. And probably because of the all-in-one factor would be my guess, even though it's this member combiner. And what I love, tune accuracy. Like, it has a really good tune look. Like, so
yeah, he's reasonably tune accurate.
Like I had mentioned before that I was going to use X Transbots as my robot mode, but I'm like 3 or 4 behind. I could get right in the jump on these guys.
Oh, these should be your robot modes, definitely.
Yeah, and they're looking really good in the robot mode.
Magic Square stuff is so good. Or Magic Square. Sorry, MMC stuff. Mastermind Creations is so good. Like, and you don't have a lot of Mastermind Creations in your collection. So
Mastermind Creations.
Yeah, you need some. Like, you won't be disappointed. Their quality is always really high.
We'll see.
Big fan.
I have a feeling I'm going this way.
I have to be patient and wait for them to repaint it because I'm never going to get rid of my Hasbro.
Orange and purple, orange and dark blue, right?
I would do the yellow.
You would do the yellow?
For MMC.
Okay.
I would do the yellow for MMC, like, just because I like them so much. Any other company would have to do orange to make me get another Devastator, but I'll take yellow from them.
I can't remember what we talked about on Decepticast or in the book club where MMC has done the G2 version of like Bruticus. They did and both of them were main retail release, and then the TFCon was the Baldigus, the weirder variant color. So odds are that's what they might do here with Devastator.
And I would be thrilled. You know, they just did a normal release of the yellow and then they went straight to orange. But I think they're going to have to do something in the middle because, you know, we've got new cons coming soon. So they're probably going to have to fill it in because they did one of their combiner parts at BotCon last year. So if they do it again, that means they'll probably have to start doing a Defensor of some sort.
Yeah.
If they want to keep going, if they want to just keep pumping out exclusives as fast as they can, because they're just not there with Devastator yet unless they're releasing it like really close.
Right. I think the G2 of Bruticus was pretty close, but I think it was still complete by the time.
I think so.
The G2 colors. So let's see. Next up, now I showed images of this last week. Pre-orders went up for this. So this is the Magic Square Lord Over War upgrade kit to make your Bruticus more tune accurate. Like the big thing is the chest. Like the feet, I don't care about as much. Like the thighs are blue on the original. That one doesn't bother me, like how that looks aesthetically, because it looks great. It's a beautiful toy. So here's kind of a comparison of with the kit and without the kit. This is what you're looking at. So I was kind of cool. I was cool and happy with this when I was looking at it last week, and I was like, oh, I'll probably get it. I don't know about the price. I hope it's not super expensive. So there is a final price on Show Z right now. It's like $110, I think.
Woo.
So I didn't notice this in the beginning, and this is where my rant's going to start. If you guys have this or don't have this, every bot came with one of these pieces, except the little barrels for the cannons. Like each foot came with a foot. Onslaught came with the chest piece, or the just like the chest piece, not like the whole thing that the chest piece plugs in. And then Vortex came with like the whole chest with the head, and then Blast Off came with the thighs and the hands. What does every fucking combiner have that is missing in this picture right now? They all have a fucking combined mode gun. And these sons of bitches didn't put a combined mode gun with any of the individual bots, and they didn't put it in this upgrade kit. So I didn't notice that at first, and then when people were talking about it, I was like, what a bunch of horse shit. So
the price is huge.
Yeah. So it's like I want the tune accurate chest, but I want a goddamn gun for my combiner.
For that
So I
price,
guess there are people out there that have done 3D prints, but I don't want a 3D printed gun either.
3D prints are a lot better than they used to be.
I just you know, we this happens all the time with first party, where they get us in, and then they don't give us everything, and then we have to go back and buy shit. And that is what, and Hasbro pisses us off, and that's why we go to third party. We always praise in third party, and then they do this shit. This is the same stuff that the $1 billion company does, and now Little Magic Square that we always tout is doing it to us, and it pisses me off. I don't know if I'm going to get this set.
You don't need it though. What you have is already really good. Like this is very skippable.
Yep. And you know what's funny?
I would want it with feet because the proper color feet are way cooler, but that's me.
Yeah. I know there's something on like Temu or something like that where somebody actually made 3D printed parts to where you could apply all these pieces, because and then you don't need the robots to make the combined mode. And that's
people have been doing that for combiners lately.
And that's almost tempting, but it's like $150 for that set. But at the same time, then that means I have all my individual bots, and then I could have a combined mode. And it's decent quality from what I've seen. But yeah, so that's kind of my rant. We should have saw this coming, because the first two robots were really cheap. The first two combiner pieces were pretty cheap. Then they started increasing in price, but at the same time they were throwing big pieces in with them. But here we go. Absolutely, I was thinking that when I wrote it, I was hoping someone would say the line. Oh,
you don't know the reference.
Going back and forth in the chat. But yeah, Anna, do you have a rant before we get to?
If you want me to, I can talk about it. And it's really something that's been continuing from last week, right? Like we talked a lot about I never clean my desk, which is something I'm going to start doing this week. But last week we talked a lot about Sure Shot, and I talked a lot about how lately with Hasbro figures, what's really been bothering me hasn't been the quality of the toy itself; it's been the QC. right?
Yeah.
I feel like with Sure Shot, especially, if they would have put his shoulder transformation through QC, they probably would have fixed it and made it a better shoulder transformation instead of the messy shoulder transformation it is. So, you know, it kind of made him rough. Solus Prime let me down big because her feet like to leave all the time. Speaking of parts leaving, right? This right here. Right, this right here. It is the Studio Series Thundercracker. One of my problems with him is showing up wonderfully in this picture, and I love it. Look into his eyes, everyone. Look into those eyes. The weirdest light piping I have ever seen in my life, right? Because his eyes are not consistently red.
Mm-hmm.
They're partially white and partially red.
I was gonna say it almost looked yellow, but yeah, white.
Yeah, part of them are tinted red. Part of the clear plastic on his eyes is tinted red like it should be. Part of it isn't. So, like, you know, from a distance, they're kind of hoping that you get kind of that like dull pink. But up close, you know, you can see it doesn't quite go all the way through. So the light piping's kind of messed up. This is a fantastic figure, right? Like, it looks so close to the MP, other than the sides definitely not being MP-like. Looks so close to the MP in design. He's got the personality. He's got a cool look on his face. He's got so much posability. Such a good figure. But just QC issues make it where you're kind of like, why isn't it perfect?
Yeah.
Right? It's so, you know, for me, the eyes are weird. And I really look at my figures' faces. Right? I spend a lot of time looking at their faces. I know they're tiny and I know that's kind of weird, but I do it. But the real one that really gets me is that I feel like a little more engineering and the null rays wouldn't run into the wings like they do, because the wings can't be flush with his arms out in posing mode. And my copy, just constantly this wing comes off. Right? Like, whenever I transform him, whenever I try to move his wings around, it just pops off constantly. And Zeldron, good friend of the show, he told me that for him, his back panels here that kind of hold this nose cone, they pop off. So his wing doesn't pop off, my back panels don't pop off, meaning it's not a running issue, it's a QC issue, right? And it's just such a bummer because this is a really, really good figure, right? This is a really, really good figure. I really do like it a lot. Yeah, that gap, I assume you mean this gap here, is rough. Like, that's a rough hole there.
So you're saying you can see right through Thundercracker? He's somewhat transparent?
Not quite to the point, not to the Sure Shot level, right? Sure Shot is like literally you can see through one end and out the other. But Thundercracker is just a little rough in the torso area. So kind of a bummer there. But, you know, when you compare him, and I don't have Earthrise Thundercracker, I have the next best thing. I have Generic Seeker.
Oh yeah, the one that came in the 4-pack.
When you compare them, right, like, if you're like me and you're looking for cartoon accuracy, this one suddenly is just like, whoop, and this one is so much better. Now, I can see arguments. You know, this is a cleaner transformation. It was much easier for me to do with my hands. It is not as, like, slightly frustrating as Thundercracker can be, but, you know, the look is so much better. So it just brings me to, like, kind of the conclusion is it's a bummer that he has these QC issues with the wing flying off and the eyes being half done. That's a bummer. And the fact that almost every Studio Series figure has at least one part of the transformation that's frustrating. And for him, it's this, like, part of, I don't want to call it his nose cone because it's right before the nose cone, the part right under the cockpit. It has a connection port, and it either connects to the nose cone itself or to his torso. That connection doesn't work very well in either mode, right? Like, it's kind of frustrating to get in there either way. And it always feels like Studio Series figures, you know, even the ones that are very clean figures always have that little bit of frustration in their transformations.
Well,
so yeah, mixed review on them. I wish it wasn't.
Is what's annoying is, so you've talked about 2 Voyager class figures where they had the biggest price increase of all the class
They
size.
did.
And you're having some like issues that seem to be avoidable and should not be happening at that new price point.
Because I think this guy gets really close to doing for the Seekers what Studio Series 86 Hot Rod did for Hot Rod, right? Like, I
Right.
really do think this is very close in line with that. Like, this feels, if it wasn't for the QC issues and a little bit of like, why is this weird transformation part? If it wasn't for that, this would feel like I got a leader class figure for Voyager price, honestly. But just because of that, it's like, ugh, it's definitely Voyager because it does have the flaws. It's so good though. It's so hard to like. I can't even knock it because it's such a good toy, but those QC issues are just frustrating.
Yeah, I saw it at Walmart the other day, and I was like, "Wow, it looks beautiful. Like it looks
So
very
good.
Yeah." But so the other thing is, not only is that new price point, it's a Seeker. We know they're going to reuse it. God knows how many times. That thing should be fucking perfection. If you have to put more dollars into that, do that because you know you're going to repaint that thing at least 6 times. At least.
God, those eyes are so weird. I'm seeing the camera on my screen. Yeah. It's like they come off so strange.
Would that head be easy to take apart and just pull the eyes out and just paint them red?
I don't think it would be that hard to take apart. I mean, it's got a clear, I guess, glued, so you'd have to break the glue on it, but I think you could fix it.
Calm down, Lord of Brooklyn.
I do want to say one thing that I think, you know, these guys are pretty much the same size, right? Like they're almost the same size, but the head is just a little bit bigger on the new one, making it just feel a little nicer. I always hate it when Transformer heads get too small. Transformer heads are small proportionately.
What's your thought on light piping?
Personally?
Yeah.
If you're going to screw it up, don't do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like so, you know, the biggest bit of light piping that frustrates me is Blockies. Blockies loves to do their lights on their Shining figures, but then, you know, classic class figures, they like to put the lights in, they like to have it flash when you hit them. The batteries keep dying in mine. Then they have dead eyes after the batteries die. When the light isn't very bright in your room, when you don't have good lighting, he has dead eyes.
Yeah.
And when it is good in your room, he has half red and half white eyes, which is really weird.
That's why I don't like light piping. I would rather them put money elsewhere if it you know takes a certain dollar amount to add that.
He's got the manga eyes, according to Hasbro headquarters. Thank you. Whatever that means, since manga's usually black and white. But anyway, he's interesting. One thing that talking to Zeldron pointed out to me last night is I didn't realize that you're not supposed to put, you know, he's got the traditional tail fins. You're not actually supposed to put them on his ankles like you do on every Seeker ever, right?
Right.
Like, tail fins go on ankles, don't they? You're not. You're supposed to store them on the back because in the animation model, they're not visible.
Right.
So it's a really interesting little thing they did with this. Oh, and one more little bit of ranting. Gosh, I'm just full of it. Oh, there went the ween. Well, that's good because this is all I was going to show you. Was on the ween. Is the ween actually comes in 2 pieces. It actually comes in the package with the side piece off. I honestly think it's so he fits in the box better, and you have to put it on, which means that this piece does actually pop off sometimes.
Just wait in 30 years when people are trying to complete their Seekers, those little pieces will be missing.
Right, you're going to find so many of these used, and it's going to be, they don't have the tips of the wings, but otherwise it's perfect.
Yep.
Complete figure without tips. It's going to be so sad. It's going to be so tough on people. But yeah, I think he's really cool. I think he's flawed. But, you know, for me, it's just the QC. I think this is a weird choice, but it's kind of fun.
So,
for me,
so
it's
now,
just the QC that bugs me. Are
you doing okay? Because you have purchased quite a bit of mainline stuff in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, this is what gets you with those pre-orders, right? You put them in kind of blindly at one point, and then they all come in, and you're like, what have I done? For me, it's the start of the semester, so I'm like, I need whatever, like little bit of easy happiness I can get. So it's like, whatever. I'll regret this and never, probably.
You could always send them to. Oh wait, she does that to you. Never mind.
Yep. I get something different. But you know, the cool thing about Transformers right now is, you know, we talk about it a lot of the show kind of in passing, but resale value is really good. So whenever you buy figures that you don't want, it's not always the case with mainline, but Studio Series usually is a pretty safe gamble.
Well, it's just like those screenshots from eBay. That's just a hint of what some of this stuff goes for. I mean, when I sold my Hasbro collection, my Siege through, or actually Power of the Primes, Titans Return through Legacy, I mean, I made money. I didn't really lose. And congratulations, Stu, and your Indiana Hoosiers for winning the national championship. I imagine that makes up for the Chicago Bears shitting the bed last night. But anyways, on to like our new segment of Decepticast, our little mini book club, I guess.
Void Rivals.
So last week's assignment was Void Rivals issue 1, and this week's assignment was issue 2 of Void Rivals. So how many people partaked in reading it, and how many of those enjoyed it?
I love that we use that picture because the position, it's not that Optimus has the Megatron arm in that picture, it's the pose he's in with his arm like
he's very flexible.
I
was trying to think, you know what, there might be a little bit of spoilers in there, but I think that Megatron arm's pretty well known.
Yeah, if you look too hard, you'll find more spoilers in the image, but
yeah, like somebody being carried.
Yeah, well, that's first issue.
Also, John battles up to book 20, and then Kanan is loving Void Rivals, caught up through number 6. Yeah,
nice.
I think I was at like 15 before I stopped reading, but so let's.
I did not get that far in Void Rivals, so I'm excited to see more. I only get to like 3.
So here's kind of a little background history where Derek was pretty much being told by his father, if you fuck up, you're done. He was going on, he's going on a mission. What was it? They were looking for like a meteor or something like that because it had ice and it was going to be a water source, because they're both sides of them are having issues with rationing out water and just running low on supplies. So this is so we start off with a flashback, and then it's kind of a little bit of where Derek is having like these visions that we kind of were alluded to in the last issue.
I think this is where we first learned that Derek is important, right? He's like royalty.
Yeah.
I mean, we figured he'd be important being the main character, but...
Yep. And then you get a little bit of Handroid talking to him, trying to wake him up. Because he got on a ship and, you know, shot off into space. And then we kind of get a little bit of our 2 different races, and the Agorians and Zertonians, where it's kind of funny how it's saying they're different in every way, but you look at them and not much is different. So we're kind of finding a little bit more and more about these 2 races. Let's see, and then what was it? They're kind of having a conversation about like he's hearing the voice of Zerta, who that's where he's getting his visions from.
And of course, that goes with the Zertonians, right?
Yep, where they're more religious as opposed to the other side.
They also seem to be a bit humorless, where his group seems to be a little more close to what we're used to with humans, just
at least
making
Derek
jokes and having more emotions. At least Derek, yeah.
Yeah. So
I think we're gonna go with Derek as a pronunciation for the most part.
Right.
It's so much easier than Dirac, right?
yeah. So they, I think they figured out that they can use components from their helmets to help rebuild a ship from their ships to get off the planet. And then Sola, was that how you pronounce it?
I'm saying Solila, but
Lila,
Delilah.
yeah. She feels guilty for helping him because they're supposed to hate each other. She feels like she says, "I feel like I'm a traitor," and then he kind of like walks her off the ledge a little bit, tries to joke with her, and then they eventually get the ship running. And then as they're in deep space, he's joking about what was it? Something about we wouldn't have ran out of water before we ran out of air. So it's like, he's trying to be see, Derek seems to be an anomaly for the Aragonians, yeah. But so as he's like, joking with her, they detect a signal, and they thought it was an asteroid coming at them, which is an asteroid, but it has some like mechanical features to it. And it grabs their ship, throws it on their ship, and then who do we get to see at the end of the issue? Like the one episode from the G1 cartoon, Suckoid.
Yeah. So bringing in the Skuxoid it definitely felt like, again, we get a Transformers reference at the end of the issue for just a second, right? It's like, okay, just a little bit, just to keep you in. And Void Rivals does get better about this later, right? Like, it pretty much establishes itself as part of the Transformers world and stops with just a little bit of, like, drizzle. But right now, at this point, it was just like, okay, you guys really want me to read this? I get this, but I barely remember what this little Ganondorf looking dude was anyway.
Right, and his chassis belt wearing ass.
Right?
But I was going to say, this one wasn't as quick of a read as last week, but definitely a quick read. Establishing, we're learning more about their family and their planet, and like kind of why they were the way they were in the first issue. So
yeah, we're learning that there's some sort of big cover-up going on, some sort of cool history, and some sort of techno magic's gonna happen, I'm sure.
So that leads us into next week's issue. So next week is Void Rivals number 3. So I think the first 6 issues are the first 6 issues of Void Rivals. I haven't looked super far onto the reading list, but
I think we were supposed to jump ships after 3, actually.
Is it? Okay.
I thought so, but I don't really remember specifically.
I was trying to find the link. Oh, all right, here we go. No, it's first 4. We go through 4. Then it's Transformers 1. Okay, I didn't see Transformers 1 sprinkled in there.
It gets sprinkled in there, yeah. Which will be good. That'll be exciting for... Even though that issue also has like 3 words in it, much like Void Rivals would.
Right.
It's a very quick read as well. Also traumatizing for me. Traumatizing.
Cooter's Garage, I think why you see a lot of like season 3 stuff in this, because a lot of season 3 was space. So, off and on Cybertron, and so
I definitely think their way of making a universe is that they pretty much have to go to space, right, to make the universe thing.
Yeah,
for Space World.
Zakanin, like, we can get through one issue pretty quick, and it's like now I keep seeing more and more stuff. I almost kind of want to read more, maybe we'll stick to. I don't know. What do you think, Anna? You think we could bump it up to 2, or
I'm good either way, right?
Okay.
Like if we keep doing one issue, we're never going to catch up.
right?
If we do 2 issues, we'll catch up in about a year, right? It'll still take a very long time to catch up 2
Right.
issues a week because there is so much to go through because we have, a full, we're up to what, like we're in the 20s in both Transformers and Void Rivals at this point.
Yeah.
We have a lot of
This is
G.I.
at
Joe too.
25, or 26, something like that. Yeah. All right.
So I think
So that's what we'll do. We'll make next week's Void Rivals issue 3 and 4. So that way, after next
And
week,
4.
we will be moving into the Transformers book.
And the Transformers book of it will finally be about Transformers.
Right.
And we get some Transformers references in these next 2 issues. They're very light, more sprinkles.
And then, like I said, I think Abby put the link of the source that we're using in the video description. I can put it in the chat as well. So if everybody that's maybe wasn't here last week, I think I put it in last week as well. But
Yeah, I think we shouldn't go any more than 2, just because when we get to some of the comics that do actually have decent amounts of dialogue, then 2 issues can be a lot to
Right.
discuss. Not from a reading perspective.
Right, I definitely want to put as many screenshots in just as reference. I think that's one thing I like having, like, it digital. Like, I can put these, like, I can take it off my phone real easy and put it in the slideshow. So it's I think it's fun to be able to see some of the panels along with just discussing it. So
Oh, me too. Me too. There's some choice panels you'll have to get in that first issue of Transformers.
right, yeah. So, but yeah, there's the link. That's the reading list that we're following. And then yeah. So I hope as you guys tune in, we'll discuss more about it. Also, I mean, as we post on Instagram or anything like that, shoot stuff in the comments. Maybe we'll do like I know Abby had mentioned something about a Discord, but it'd be fun just to talk back and forth offline.
Could be. No, it's fun to do this together with a group because it's actually getting me to read it. And I do really want to be caught up in Transformers, right? Like, because the stuff I'm hearing now is actually interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually gotten to the point. So, a little background is Caleb and I have been in this Transformers book club reading comics for a long time now. So, we've read all the way through both IDW universes. And we've both done, other reading on the side. I read Marvel G1 when I was a teenager. I've read Marvel G2 probably 10 times because I love it because it's so stupid. We've done a lot of Transformers comics. So really the cool part of a Transformers comic is when it starts doing its own thing. And I think the Energon universe really started doing its own thing recently, right? Yep. Like it starts pretty typical for a Transformers story. And in the last 6 months, it's really been kind of veering off in its own fun directions.
Yeah, some of the covers I've seen lately and just hearing some of the stuff that's happened, I'm like, I really want to like get right back into it, But I like you mentioned, I think this is a good way to do it as a group and just even with us, and hopefully whoever is in book club that may or may not be watching this show can kind of do it as well. I know Zaldron's already kind of caught up, so
I think there will be a day eventually when we'll be talking and I'll just be like, Caleb, I didn't sleep last night because I caught up. I just know it's going to happen someday. We're going to be doing this. I'm just going to be like, I'm not putting this book down.
Right.
Because I have a thing with comics where I tend to really binge read sometimes. I usually keep it to Webtoon where the comics are free. But, this might eventually get me. I'm gonna try to wait for the hardcovers because I do like them. They are nice looking on the shelf.
You know, the other thing that's cool is by the time we get caught up, it might be prime time for the Energon Universe series, where we can compare and contrast the book between the series episode per episode. So
Yeah, that would be really fun. If it's even similar, right? It might be so different. They might try to do something different.
Yeah. Well, Anna, I think it's about time to wrap it up. Do you have anything you may or may not like to promote? Like you?
Not yet. Soon-ish, probably.
All right.
Last thing I'll say for tonight is, maybe tiny turbo changers aren't as fun as I thought they were.
How many did you end up picking up?
I'll say a few. We'll say a few. Quite a few. I honestly had wanted this whirl for years, but now that I finally got him, it's like, ooh, he's not much.
The only thing that looks whirl about it is his head. Well, okay, I see the rotor in the back.
He's actually entirely proper for a whirl.
Prop.
That is.
Yeah.
He's got his little monster hands. He's got his little whirly feet mostly.
That's somebody that's due to have a new toy. That's somebody that's due to have a new toy, like a mainline release.
He really is. Because this one transforms in 2 steps. Right?
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah. Just kind of push them together and that's it. And you stand him back up and he's just in robot mode again. That's tiny turbo changers for you.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up this evening. I'll do my little spiel. You can find me at Talib1980_collects. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, X, and I have my own Facebook page. A lot of this stuff that we see in the slideshow, I post daily on my on my sites, and then we kind of compile it here for Decepticast. Also, starting in about 2 hours at 1 a.m. is News and Review, where I go over Transformer stuff and then some action figure stuff that has hit my radar. I've been digging to find some stuff, so that's every Tuesday. Also on my channel, I do 2 reviews a week. Tuesdays, Transformers Tuesday. So tomorrow, I did another official Transformer from Hasbro. I did their scrapper from the I almost said Combaticons, the Constructicons. Not too bad of a figure. Very simple. After doing multiple reviews of Masterpiece / third-party Masterpiece Transformers and grabbing some of these guys, it's kind of refreshing that I can transform something in a minute or less. And one thing that's really I'm impressed by them is the amount of detail. I like tune accurate stuff. I mean, that's horrible seeing the waffling, but the molded detail in his legs is really nice. And then in his arm for the ladder to go up the side of the excavator. Really cool stuff. These are my kids, so he gave me the permission to do reviews of them, and eventually we'll finish building Devastator. But so they'll be coming up Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. and then Fridays is action figure reviews. So I don't remember I think it's Electro from Marvel Legends is going up, the reissue. And then on top of all my stuff, you can Saturday nights is Men on Films, where me, Stu, Lou, Abby, Smudge Customs, and Creative Primitive talk movies, and just mainly bullshit too at the same time. And that's at 11 p.m. on Saturday evenings. And then, as you see us right now on Figure Fight Club, you can catch Decepticast every Monday at 10:15 p.m., where we discuss Transformers. Try not to shit too much on them, but it's really easy to do sometimes. And we're covering the Energon comics, so that's been kind of a fun thing to get into. And then next up on Tuesday nights is open mic night, and that starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Anybody can hop on. The link for the StreamYard will be in the chat. and come in and talk toys with us, talk whatever we're talking about. Just don't be a jerk. And then Friday nights is our VIP show where we have somebody from the toy industry come in, either it be photography, design, sometimes some cosplay action coming on the show. This week, Abby has a video. Roll it.
From rare gems to customs, every figure's a star. Thanks to you all, we've come so far. Yeah.
So yeah, come hang out Friday night at 9 p.m. Last off, I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Sneaky Figures, Tristan T, Jedi Ben, Stu for Lunch, Cooter's Garage, Zaldron. I probably already said Stu for Lunch, but I'm going to say it again because congratulations, Hoosiers. Trey, Toy Eomics. Gosh, I can't scroll up far enough. John Battle. Everybody else that hopped in, Minhoza. And then last but not least, our moderator for this evening, Zakanan. Thank you. We'll see you. Good night. Take care. Peace out.
Good night.
As we wrap up tonight's fun, the figures in talk, so we've just begun. Join us next time for thrills anew. In the world of Figure Fight Club, it's all for you. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you next week on Figure Fight Club, stay strutting. This isn't goodbye, it's just to see you later. In the meantime, go check out another creator. So keep your figures on display until we gather here someday. Remember the tales and the laughs we shared. Here at Figure Fight Club, you're treasured and cared.